Hey! Welcome back, everybody. It's another Friday Night Magic tournament from Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. I'm your host, Zachary Evans, and as always, I'll be bringing you the standard coverage from tonight's tournament, which features a solid 8 participants. Well, obviously, we've been running a little bit low in terms of numbers in the last few months, partially because I don't think anyone is very excited about standard, partially because of a variety of factors. But tonight, we're being hit heavily, surprisingly enough, by the Valentine's Day weekend. Or the Valentine's Day holiday, I should say. So there's only 8 people. So we're just having 3 rounds tonight. No cut, because it is unnecessary. Whoever goes 3-0 will win tonight's tournament. So let's talk about the action. On the left, it's Logan Cutlip. Normally plays blue-white, but this week is splashing green for something. I don't know what it is. And Garrett Meadows, another stream regular, is playing a red-white-black mid-range deck. It's very interesting. This is actually the deck. It's a deck similarly, eerily similar to the deck that Garrett played after rotation at States, after the first iteration of Standard. It's basically a Desecration Demon heavy removal deck. He gets to play Rakdos Return, Hero's Downfall, Dreadbore, War Leader's Helix, Chandra Pyromaster, Blood Barons, Boros Reckoner, and Obsidat, and has a variety of goodies out of the sideboard. It's actually pretty fun to play. We tested a little bit earlier tonight. And then Logan, of course, is playing more of a standard blue-white control deck, and you and I will discover together what the green splash is. So D-Sphere takes out a turn 4 Chandra Pyromaster, but Logan having to tap low allows Garrett to resolve a Blood Baron of Viscopa, which Logan can only answer with Supreme Verdict at this point, as he cannot Azorius Charm or Detention Sphere, but almost on cue, Supreme Verdict takes out the 4/4 Lifelinker. And Garrett just replaces it with another one, again with Logan tapped out, so he cannot answer with Counter Magic. Going to have to find another sweeper, or 2 Mutavaults to jump in front of the Blood Baron. So he finds a Jace Architect of Thought, immediately -2s, looking for an answer. Garrett gives him the D-Sphere. It's not going to be a direct answer to the Blood Baron, but Logan snatching it up quickly for future threat management. So Garrett's going to be able to pile in here with the Blood Baron. Well, before combat, he's going to go ahead and resolve a Read the Bones. Basically the Black Sphinx's Revelation, I guess, maybe? I guess that might be a Slaughter Games, but the Black Divination, let's call it. So scry, draw 3, scry 2, or scry 2, draw 2. Is that correct? Something of that nature. And then finds a Rakdos Keyrune. I think it's a singleton copy in his deck. Not only does it help him accelerate into turn 4 Obsidats and Blood Barons, but provides a creature that you can't kill with Supreme Verdict. Obviously, this deck can't afford to play Mutavaults. So Rakdos Keyrune serving double duty as mana ramp and non-wrathable win condition. So Logan scries off the Temple of Mystery, thinks about it a little bit there, and is quickly falling behind you. He's going to take 7 next turn. What is that thing? Oh, I don't know what that... Oh, is that the new Divination? My bad. So that's the new art from the Born of the Gods of Divination. It's a good-looking foil, so if you play a Peasant or Pauper Cube, you might want to go ahead and jam that in there. But Logan is, even though he has Azorius Charm mana up, he is naked to the attack, so taking 7, Garrett goes up to 22, Logan down to 12. And Logan in danger here of losing to attack next turn. Well, I guess not to a Lightning Helix. Oh yeah, he is dead to a Helix. So Logan dead to a Lightning Helix plus the incoming attack. There's an Elspeth Knight Errant, which Garrett cannot be too concerned about, as his deck plays both Hero's Downfall and Dreadbore. So Elspeth likely not long for this world, but you will get to, well, this seems like a huge mistake. I think Logan will quickly realize, but there is the Hero's Downfall as expected. Probably should have -3 there to get rid of the Blood Baron, as Logan's not going to be able to attack, is still dead to a Lightning Helix here. Not sure it would have mattered, honestly, as Logan is way behind here, but we'll see how it plays out. Hello to Pippin in the chat, thanks for joining us. So Garrett serves in with the team here, 3-1 First Striker, Pro White 4-4 Lifelinker. It's Pro White. Logan now realizes that he is completely hosed. So just chump the Rakdos key rune. Keeps him alive for this turn. Garrett considering his follow-up. Another Read the Bones? No, another Rakdos key rune. And then a Boros Reckoner. So Logan certainly dead next turn. Garrett content to kind of play into the sweeper here, as he'll still have exactly lethal on board with his 2 key runes. So Logan's going to need a sweeper here. He's going to need Supreme Verdict and an Azorius Charm to stay alive, and even that puts him down to 3 and dead to a Lightning Helix. So Logan in a pretty bad spot here. Oh, there's a good answer. D-Sphere answering both Rakdos key runes. It's another 3. Wow, a second D-Sphere. And Logan's going to go ahead and serve in for 2 here because he can't block anyway. So Logan basically tapped out. He is dead to a burn spell here. So there's an attack with the Blood Baron, putting Logan to 2. Garrett up to 28. Going to scry with the Temple. Shove what's likely a land to the bottom. And then passes back. Azorius Guildgate, no, a Temple of Blue-White, whatever that one's called. I'm sure someone will clue me in here shortly. But Logan in a world of hurt here. He needs a sweeper. Has to find a Supreme Verdict. There's no other situation in which Logan gets out of this. Elspeth also good, but I'm pretty sure he probably only plays the one Elspeth that he's already burned here. So here's 4 mana. You can draw with Jace, but you've already played your land, so that's not going to be good enough. Kiora! Very interesting. That will work as well. So there's the blue, there's the green splash. He's going to go ahead and plus it up, targeting the Blood Baron, so the Blood Baron cannot do any damage, and all of a sudden Logan is back in this. Going to go ahead and serve in for 2 with his remaining soldier tokens. So there's another Blood Baron and pass back. So Logan, despite finding Kiora, he's going to cycle Azorius Charm into turn there. Despite finding a Kiora, he's still in the same predicament he was in before. But now gets to draw for turn, draws off the cycled Azorius Charm, could possibly draw a second card off of the Kiora. There's an Azorius Guildgate. So we're still dead here unless we can deal with both Blood Barons this turn. Temple of Enlightenment, so thanks to Pippin in the chat for clarifying that. So we can play the awkward line of Kiora targeting one of the Blood Barons, play a second Kiora if he has it, target the other one. That will buy him a turn. Drawing our card off of Kiora. We can play an extra land here if we want. Not sure that's going to be relevant. Looks like we found a sweeper. And there it is, Supreme Verdict. In between games I will clarify to see whether or not he drew that off the top. So now Garrett's in a pretty awkward spot. He'd been sandbagging Desecration Demon, but one creature's not going to match up well against Kiora here. So Logan, with the power of the new Planeswalker in Kiora, finding an answer to that dire situation, buying the time he needed to find a sweeper, and now we'll just continually tick up Kiora, and it is a heck of a win condition if you get to the emblem. Question in the chat about playing the two Kioras. You can play a second Kiora, it'll kill the first one, but then you still get the activation from the new one. That being the new Planeswalker and Legend rule that they instituted. So Logan goes ahead and casts a Sphinx's Revelation for 3, puts him back up to 5, which is out of War Leader's Helix range, leaving likely Dissolve mana up. So I think Logan's going to steal this one off the back of that Kiora. So scrying again off a Temple of Enlightenment, 9 mana, Kiora on 4, facing down just a lonely Desecration Demon, and 1 card in Garrett's hand. And at this point, even drawing a Hero's Downfall likely not good enough, as it Logan pretty assuredly has a Dissolve in his hand, as he kind of telegraphed that earlier with his Sphinx's Revelation, leaving 3 mana up. Six mana. We're going to see another Elspeth here, or another Sphinx's Revelation. Yep, another Sphinx's Revelation. And then Garrett has seen enough. So wow, Logan showing the power of Kiora. When Kiora was spoiled, I thought it was a great card. Everyone told me that it wasn't good enough. I'm not saying that it's the best card in the format, but it definitely has its applications in this exact strategy. Bant control. So Logan Cutlip steals game 1. And we move to the sideboards. I do want to check and see if Logan drew that verdict off the Kiora. But we appreciate you taking the time out of your weekend to watch some Standard with us. So starting off game 2, Garrett losing a heartbreaker in game 1, with Logan riding Kiora to a victory. On the play, Garrett content to play draw go. The red white black deck does have a lot of come into play tap lands, as it plays the full complement of scry lands as well as Rakdos and Guild Gates, and unfortunately Garrett's stuck on 2 mana here. Logan the kind of deck that you can't necessarily let have all the time in the world. So Garrett finds a 3rd land, but it is a Rakdos Guildgate, so still no action out of the mid-range deck. And Logan content to play a Hallowed Fountain tapped, now getting to pass back with Dissolve mana up. So there's a Lifebane zombie. Logan revealing a hand of Essence Scatter, Elspeth, Breeding Pool, Plains, Elixir of Immortality, Sphinx's Revelation, and Supreme Verdict. So a lot of business here from Logan, choosing not to Essence Scatter the Lifebane zombie, as it is one of the more easier to deal with threats. Garrett bringing that in out of the board, not because of its alternative ability, but just increasing the threat density in his deck. So Logan chooses this opportunity to go ahead and play his Elixir, passing back. Passing back again with Dissolve man up. We knew he didn't have Dissolve last turn, but he could have drawn it off the top. And there's a Read the Bones, which is going to resolve. So Garrett will scry 2, then draw 2. So Garrett, with 8 cards in hand, has to discard a Hero's Downfall. Interesting choice at this point. And Logan goes to straight up to 6 lands. We'll see if he wants to throw down his Elspeth here. Not sure what the contents of his hand are otherwise. We're considering vertiging away this Life Bane zombie. That doesn't seem correct at all, but Logan says it is. He's still got Essence Scatter up, so if Garrett finds a 5th land and plays the Blood Baron, it will eat that Essence Scatter. So there's a Boros Reckoner. Logan going to go ahead and burn his Essence Scatter. So a little bit open here. And there is a Plains off the top. So Logan can leave up Sphinx's Revelation, or he can land his Elspeth here. But again, Elspeth not necessarily that great in this situation, seeing as how Garrett still plays some number of Heroes Downfalls and Dreadbores, even in the post-boarded games. I'm sure some number of Dreadbores come out, but some will be still in his deck. And there's a Dissolve, so we see the reason Logan choosing not to play the Elspeth. He does draw a Dissolve to answer the Obsidian. So Logan in the driver's seat here. Garrett's deck very much the kind of deck that can produce one must-answer threat every turn, but at this point of the game, when it turns 8 through 10, facing down no clock at a healthy 17 life, Logan's deck is perfectly capable of answering one threat at a time. He just needs to be wary of Slaughter Games, 2 copies coming in out of the sideboard, as well as 2 copies from the main deck of Rakdos Returned. So, Desecration Demon or Chandra coming up here. It is a Chandra. So let's see if Logan has a counterspell for this. Probably unnecessary, honestly. So we just can end of turn Sphinxes here for 4 and likely draw a D-Sphere to answer the Planeswalker. So Logan now with 1,000,000 mana, a bunch of cards in his hand here. Likely a D-Sphere lining up for the Chandra. Of course, in the sideboarded games, Garrett has access to 1 copy of Glare of Heresy, so he does have a Disenchant in his deck. Now with 4 mana, I think Logan's played a land this turn. He's going to go ahead and shock himself with the Breeding Pool. So he wants access to 5 mana here. We're leaving up Negate plus Dissolve, or Essence Scatter plus Dissolve. There is the aforementioned Glare on the D-Sphere. Let's see if Logan wants to fight over this. He does not, so the D-Sphere is exiled. Chandra comes back in. We're going to use the 0 ability, revealing a Sacred Foundry. So at least Garrett drawing a card effectively off of that. And then he runs out of Boros Reckoner. Garrett in a situation where he has to run out the worst card in his hand every turn, hoping to exhaust Logan of his counter magic. There is a Dissolve, which is going to take out the Boros Reckoner. And at the end of turn, Logan is going to cycle an Azorius Charm. So Logan's still in a pretty good spot here, but facing down a Pyromaster, which is going to give Garrett access to some card advantage. So I'm not sure if that's 5 or 6. 5 mana for a Jace Memory Adept. And Logan going after Garrett here with the mill 10. Very interesting that he would... I'm not sure if that's a main deck card or if he sides it in. I guess if you side it in against the Dreadbore Hero's Downfall deck, you do so in hopes of making each copy of the Planeswalker removal worse than if you only had the the 4 Jaces and the 1 Elspeth. So I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. So revealing a temple off of Chandra, playing the temple, scrying a card to the bottom, then following it up with a Blood Baron of Vizkopa here. So Garrett riding this Chandra to some pretty effective usage here. So let's see what Logan can do to answer this board state. Now facing down a clock. Looks like a Verdict. No, it's Kiora. So Kiora makes an appearance straight up. Blood Baron can't do any damage. Is this going to be a D-Sphere on the Pyromaster? It is. And with the Glare of Heresy gone, Garrett's not going to be able to get that Pyromaster back. Likely the best possible sequence of plays there from Logan, answering both cards directly. But there's another copy of Hero's Downfall. Remember, Garrett discarded one earlier due to hand size after resolving a Read the Bones. So having drawn 3 copies so far, likely had 4 copies in his deck, so only 1 left. So let's see how Logan can answer this Blood Baron again. So 4 mana again. Another Kiora or the Verdict this time? Six mana and a -4 is just as good here. 6 mana for an Elspeth and a -3 is just as good, I should say. And that's what he's going to do. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the Blood Baron. And there's a Rakdos Key Rune. Then 5 mana for yet another Blood Baron. So these guys just trading haymakers here. End of turn, going to cycle an Azorius Charm. So that Elspeth likely going to die here. Well, I guess not. If we can find an answer to the Blood Baron, then the tokens can chump out the Rakdos Key Rune. So Logan looking through the graveyards here. So is the Verdict coming up? There is the Verdict. Sequencing this correct so we can make some tokens with Elspeth and keep her around from the Rakdos Key Rune. And now Garrett falling dangerously behind, as he is hellbent with just a Rakdos Key Rune for action. Facing down Logan, who has... Is that another Kiora in his hand? Go ahead and take that up. It is, and Garrett has seen enough. It's going to be impossible for him to beat that combination of board state. Every creature, he's only going to play 1 threat a turn, and it's going to be answered by Kiora. Meanwhile, Elspeth ticking up, and Garrett has no way of answering it. Only 1 copy of Hero's Downfall left in his deck, so that's enough for him. So it's very likely with the low number of matches that we have that we're going to move immediately into round 2, as we see the handshake there from the guys. So we'll be right back with round 2 and more standard action, so stick with us. We'll be right back.